So first, your materials. I hope that you all have been able to find your materials. You know, they're available through the bookstore. They're also available through other places around Omaha, like Blick, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Oracle Art Supply is a local art supply. And then online, you can also order most of the materials. Jerry's Artorama is one good online one. Cheap Joe's. You know, if you do a search on the internet, you will find many places to purchase these materials. First of all, starting out in the class, we're doing a lot of drawing on our newsprint. So we have our 18 by 24 newsprint. This is cheap paper that we can make drawings that are not going to be permanent necessarily. These are for our exercises. And so it's pretty nice, I think, to be working on a material like this because it takes some of the pressure off you. You don't have an expensive paper that you're going to ruin with your drawing. You're just going to make these drawings knowing that, you know, they're not going to survive forever, but they're going to be exercises that help you get where you want to go. Then we also have the premium paper that was on your list, and this paper is what they call archival, so it's acid-free. So you make a drawing on this, it can survive because it doesn't have any acid in it. The acid in the newsprint will make it kind of degrade over time, whereas this paper will last. It's also a heavier weight paper that works better for different media. So we'll be using charcoal, we'll be using some wet media. It will work better on this paper than the other. So this is for our finished drawings. The other pad that we're going to want to have is a sketchbook. So we're going to want everyone to make sure you have a sketchbook. On the list, it said 11 by 14. That's a great size. It's a little bigger. This one right here is 9 by 12. But you're going to want a sketchbook to work through your ideas, to use for your homework assignments. You know, you're going to have some assignments where you go out into nature and do things where it's not easy for you to carry these large pads of paper. The other thing that can be very helpful is to have some sort of board that you can mount your paper to. So here's just a piece of 1/8 inch hardboard that I cut that's the right size for our drawing pads, and you can take this and you can clamp your paper to it so you have something a little more rigid that doesn't flop around. Also at the art supply stores, they have pre-built boards like this that you can use. Here's the one from Blick where it's got these clips on the top that you clip your paper in and this rubber band on the bottom, and it holds it nicely. That is very helpful when you're sitting and drawing or when you're standing and drawing. Another item that is on the list is a portable easel. So here's a portable easel that you can buy to set your drawing pad or your drawing board on when you're drawing. And myself, I prefer to draw standing up, and so this portable easel works great. You just have to find some kind of table to put it on that's about the right height. And so that might be an option for you. There's a lot of people that go through the class and don't want to draw standing up, and that's fine as well. You just got to find a way to get your drawing surface perpendicular to your line of sight. Okay, good. So that's the papers. That's how we're going to hold the papers. We also have a number of pencils that are on the list. And you may be looking at the pencils and they have, you know, there's the 2H, the H, the HB, the 3B, the 6B. You might be going, what in the world are these things? Well, there's a grading scale of these art pencils that runs from like 4H on the hard end. H means hard, and so 4H, 3H, 2H, and H. The larger the number, the lighter the line, the harder the lead, the lighter the line. We've also got B, so we've got, B, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B. B means black, and the larger the number on that actually means the darker or the softer the lead, which is confusing. And then also thrown in there, we have an HB and an F. And an F generally is kind of considered, that F and HB, they're similar. I mean, F stands for fine point, where you can really sharpen that pencil to a fine point. They're about like a number 2 pencil. Like there's another grading scale where it's number 1, number 2, number 3. A number 2 is kind of right around that F or that HB. And it's, to confuse things even more, different pencil manufacturers, you have a 3B pencil from one manufacturer and a 3B pencil from another manufacturer. They are not necessarily going to be the same darkness. So, we're not going to get too caught up. We just want to know which pencils are the harder, lighter markers, and which ones are the softer ones that are making darker marks. We're going to start our drawings with the lighter marks so we can be free to erase and change. And then as we add more value and darker lines, we're going to use the darker pencils. We also have charcoal pencils, and compressed charcoal that we're going to use in here to make charcoal drawings. Charcoal is great because it can get very dark and very black, and it's a different experience drawing with charcoal than graphite. We also have erasers, which we have we're going to have you guys use. I think on the list I had the white eraser. You could also use a pink eraser, but just the hard type erasers where, we've been using for our whole lives. We also have a kneadable eraser, which is used for sort of dabbing off, charcoal or graphite and being a little more, you might want to leave the line but lighten it up. And so this will be used for lightening it up. That's kind of what I wanted to cover out of your materials kit right now. That's going to get us started. Most of the stuff we're doing right away here is with the graphite on the newsprint and the sketchbook. And if you guys have any questions on your materials or where to get something, or you're not being able to find something, or you didn't find exactly what's on the list, but will this work? Shoot me an email and I'll get back to you very soon with an answer.